Zoom on the municipal election security unit in the dawn of municipal election. Prime Minister Mamadi Youla launched the Guinean Diaspora Forum. Davis Conference, President Donald Trump pushed America First agenda. LeBron James became the youngest NBA player to reach 30,000 points. Once again, welcome. I'm Diallo Sanusi Galich Jr. You are watching The Bridge 365. In the dawn of municipal election, the Guinean government, through a decree, has put in place a security unit for the municipal election. What is the objective of this special unit? Who is in charge? Here's the report.
The president has created a unit for securing the municipal election, which will be held on February 4th. This special unit is placed under the authority of the National Independent Electoral Commission, CENI. Its mission is to ensure voters, polling station and candidate security before, during and after the election. Our concern for the moment is the campaign places where two adversaries will meet for possible confrontation. That is why we follow them at distance. We even go further and follow different political parties' information on social network, and we are in contact with them. Therefore, the process continues because it's a process. The Municipal Election Security Unit is a mixed unit composed of police, anti-riot police, and civil protection agent. When everyone does what he's supposed to do, there's no problem. When the agent who is supposed to secure is focused on securing, and the voters who are supposed to vote focus on voting, there will be no problem. People need to know that we are not here as a stranger. We are among Guineans. This is the beginning of democracy. People need to accept so Guinea can move forward. For the proper functioning and coordination of this security unit, General Ibrahim Balde from the High Command of the National Gendarmerie was chosen by President to pilot this unit.
Prime Minister Mamadi Youla launched the Guinean Diaspora Forum this week. The goal is to promote and encourage the investment of Guineans from abroad to the socio-economic development of Guinea. And the meeting mobilized several executives.
The role and place of the diaspora in the socio-economic development of Guinea. This is the theme of the present Guinean Diaspora Forum. It mobilized delegates from Guinea, living abroad from more than 25 countries around the world, and several members of the country, including members of the government, representatives of Republican institutions, and diplomats. Objective: to promote and encourage a legal environment favorable to the investment of Guineans from abroad, identify the difficulties encountered by the Guinean diaspora, and propose solutions for a better integration in their host countries. The holding of this forum meets the government and the compatriot living abroad expectation for the establishment of an organized and structured framework to deal with their concern. Better, it fits perfectly with the vision and the ideas of His Excellency President Alpha Condé to involve all the children of Guinea in the construction of the nation. During 2 days, participants discussed several topics and especially elected the High Council of the Guinean diaspora.
The idea for the first days is to find out the challenges. How can you better involve the Guinean diaspora in decision-making and the economic and social development of Guinea's process? The second day, we concern the establishment of the High Council of the Diaspora.
The Ministry of Justice, representing Foreign Affairs Ministry at the ceremony, itemized the difficulties facing Guineans abroad. The lack of coordination between the different groups and associations of the diaspora, the informal method of transfer from the diaspora, difficulty related to the repatriations of bodies, the lack of trust and communication between Guineans from within and Guineans abroad, the lack of collaboration between Guineans abroad and all diplomatic and consular missions, the integration of Guineans in the diaspora after their return.
Now, with the economy 22 million, the amount the World Bank has just disbursed for its additional support to the second phase of the project capacity reinforcement for a vigorous economic governance in Guinea. The amount will be used to consolidate the project phase achievements and integrate new areas of public management.
The first phase of capacity reinforcement for vigorous economic governance in Guinea project was a success. 95% of the 10 millions in funding has been disbursed for encouraging results. The most noticeable is the cutting of government fictive, with more than 30 billion saved and redirected to other sectors.
The administration fictive cuts saved more than 30 billion Guinean francs, which were redirected in the new activities to reinforce public financial management of the organic budget laws and the implementation of the new public procurement framework management. The results will not be achieved without the support of the World Bank and the African Development Bank.
This exceptional result have encouraged the World Bank to provide an additional funding of 22 million for the second phase of this project. The second phase was motivated by the positive result we had on the first one. For the first phase, we had a 10 million. Now we're ramping up. You heard the numbers. Now we are moving from 10 millions for the program to an additional 22 millions. Therefore, the total at the end of the project will be 32 millions. This amount will be used to consolidate achievement and integrate new areas of public management.
They started by the administration, I mean the public service. There were important advancements, but also today we all know the problematic of development in Guinea. It is good governance. And when you talk about good governance, you're talking about capacity building.
The project Assistance to Capacity Building for Economic Governance in Guinea lasts for 3 years. Its goal is to reform the administration and improve the public services.
26 Malian and Burkinabe civilian women and children died on Thursday in a mine explosion as they passed the vehicle near the town of Boni in central Mali. A first assessment reported 13 deaths, but by restoring the body, they reached the figure of 24 for an infant and their mother among the victims. There are also 7 members of the same family. According to several sources, Malian military were most likely targeted, but at the last moment, by strategy, the convoy changed the route. Mines are widely used in central and northern Mali. They are easily concealable and cause enormous damage. A severe drought has forced the municipal city of Cape Town to limit water consumption by no more than 50 liters or 11 gallons per person per day. Authorities in Cape Town warned residents to save water as if their life depends on it in order to avoid the drought. The head of the provincial government also confirmed that if the tap ran dry, it would be a disaster. Ellen Zil talked about possibility to avoid a day zero and advised residents to turn off the tap of toilet cistern and use all the great water in the house from washing, save it, and put it on your toilet cistern. She said no one should be showering more than twice a week at this stage. You need to save water as if your life depends on it, because it does. Former Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva has been convicted on appeal for corruption to 12 years and 1 month of imprisonment. Lula was found guilty of corruption and money laundering by the Porto Alegre Court of Appeal. The former president was one of the main architects, if not the main one, of a vast corruption network which weakened not only the functioning of Petrobras but of the whole political process of Brazil, stated one of the judges. Lula is accused of having received a seaside triplex from the OAS building group in exchange of public contract by Petrobras during the presidency from 2003 to 2010. Since the announcement of the judge's decision, people fear confrontation between Lula supporters and its opponents. President Donald Trump pushes measures of America First and his doctrine of trade that is fair to his country at the World Economic Forum in Davos. At the event were present political and business leaders from across the globe.
Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin said that Donald Trump's visit to the World Economic Forum in Davos was to attempt to promote international partnership despite the president's protectionist America First policy. This trip is about an America First agenda, but America First does mean working with the rest of the world.
As president, of the United States, I will always put America first, just like the leaders of other countries should put their country first also. But America first does not mean America alone. When the United States grows, so does the world. American prosperity has created countless jobs all around the globe, and the drive for excellence, creativity, and innovation in the U.S. has led to important discoveries that help people everywhere live more prosperous and far healthier lives.
Donald Trump spoke at the annual gathering of the global pro-trade elite in a move that has raised eyebrows because of his anti-trade policy.
We support free trade, but it needs to be fair and it needs to be reciprocal, because in the end, unfair trade undermines us all.
The Trump administration has repeatedly lashed out at allegedly unfair trade agreements and practices. Late Monday, it announced a step tariff on import of solar panel and large washing machines. Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross, also in Davos, staunchly defeated the move, saying that the U.S. would not flinch from trade wars against countries he said broke the rules. Trade wars are fought every single day, and unfortunately, every single day there are various parties violating the rules and trying to take unfair advantage, Ross said. In the next days, we will certainly know how the world feels about President Donald Trump's America First agenda.
LeBron James is moving up to the National Basketball League scoring list as he becomes the youngest player to score 30,000 points in NBA history and the 7th player in the chart. Finally, the gap between Kobe Bryant and LeBron James is shrinking.
LeBron James, the Cleveland Cavaliers superstar, became the youngest basketball player to reach 30 points in the NBA.
And there it is. That's the
King James is the 7th to accomplish this triumph in history of the National Basketball League. LeBron was looking to snatch this record home, but he was in Texas where history was made. That night, against the San Antonio Spurs, King James surpassed the mark of 30,000 points. Asked during an interview after the game, here's LeBron James' takes.
You know, I thanked all my teammates and the coaches that I had an opportunity to shake hands with at that moment, and you know, it was just a special moment. It's something I never set out to do. You know, I'm not even like a score-first guy when it comes to playing basketball. I love getting my teammates involved and seeing my teammates be excited about scoring and me getting assists and things of that nature. But for me to sit here and be the youngest player to ever reach 30,000, well, I'll never fully appreciate what I do anytime I accomplish something, no matter if it's a win or a loss. You know, I've always told you, Jason, told our guys back home that looking forward to the moment when I'm basically can be done with the game and I can sit back with my family and my friends. We can sit back, drink some wine, talk about all the accomplishments that I had and the feats that I've been able to accomplish. So I can never, I even tried to psych myself out today with my Instagram posts. Tell me to like take some time and I don't know how to do it. I've never been able to do it.
NBA superstar King James is the earliest of all to reach 30,000 points. There are only 6 to have registered more than 30,000 points in NBA history. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Karl Malone, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, Dirk Nowitzki, and LeBron James, who is still active. LeBron James reaches the 30,000 point at the age of 33 and 24 days. He surpassed Kobe Bryant, and not just a little. The former Lakers player Kobe Bryant had 34 and 104 days in the evening of his 30,000 point.
miraculous shot by James.
Now it is time for the latest soccer and basketball and NFL standing.
Iti mere mo barani
That's all for today. Make sure you check our social media pages at The Bridge 365 on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.